Hi, my name is Dottie Korego Acheru, and I'm coming to you from my channel Talk to Dot. Talk to Dot, as you know, talks about domestic violence, toxic relationships, how to identify the red flags, how to survive domestic violence, how to escape domestic violence, and how to live free and gain yourself and regain yourself after you leave. Today, I want to tell you about some signs about toxic stroke abusive relationships. Now, one thing you have to understand is that in a normal relationship, right, there will be fights, there will be arguments. By fights, I mean arguments. Now, normal people have arguments, and based on those arguments, they learn and they grow. They learn about each other, they make amends, and they get through it. In an abusive relationship, arguments and fights are one-sided. It always has to be one person who wins. It always has to be one person who has the last say. It always has to be that one person who decides the yay and the amen. That is an example of an abusive relationship. Now, I'm going to talk about a few things that if you are experiencing them, if you are seeing them in your relationship or in someone's relationship, or you're observing and you're finding that out, you are in an abusive relationship. Listen, don't go away. Do you know what? Sometimes we refuse to see how bad the situation is. We choose not to see how bad it is until it completely ruins us. In domestic violence, for instance, sometimes we're unable to see how bad a situation is until it ruins us. That is what domestic violence does to people. You don't see it because you're isolated, because you've gone through a long period of trauma. You can't see it. You stay in there long enough, it completely destroys you. Don't stay in an abusive relationship. Get out. If I had if I had a pound for every time I heard that some guy who contributes nothing or so little to a relationship abused a person, a lady, another man, until they even try to kill them or kill them, I would have been rich. Do not let someone that contributes so little or nothing to a relationship have so much control over it. Don't forget that. Do not stay in an abusive relationship. Get out! One thing people fail to understand about emotionally and psychologically abusive relationships is that the scars you don't see are the most difficult to heal. If you are in an abusive relationship, don't say, I wasn't hit, so I'm fine. Those emotional scars, they are the hardest to heal. Trust me on that. Get out. A healthy relationship never drags you down. It inspires you to grow. If you are in a relationship that doesn't inspire you to move further in life, if you are in a relationship that drags you down and takes it all from you, you are in an abusive relationship. Get out. The moment you begin to wonder, or you begin to think, I deserve better than this, you do. Of course you do. If you are in an abusive relationship, get out. Mental and psychological abuse are more painful than physical abuse. You might say, oh, no. Do you know what? Because with the mental abuse, you are consumed by your own thoughts. Did it happen? Did I deserve this? Was I wrong? Could I have done it better? Can they change? Will it get better? Maybe it was my fault, and you keep going on. It's like a vicious cycle with no answers. So you're consumed by it. And do you know what? Unlike physical abuse, nobody can see it. You're thinking, am I going crazy? Is this really happening? It is. Get out. I love this one. A healthy relationship will never require you to sacrifice your friends or your family. Abusive relationships will require, remember that word, require, will demand that you sacrifice your friendships, your family. You know why? Abuse and abusive people thrive on isolation. Isolation is the breeding ground of abuse. If they can get you away from your social network, from your support system, they got you. Get out. Never ever make yourself feel like nothing so that someone else can feel like something. One thing you'll find with abusive people is that they want to drag you down. They want to make you feel like, oh, you're all that and I'm nothing. This is them testing you. And then you begin to reduce yourself so that they can feel on top. Never make yourself feel like nothing for someone else. Get out. There is no safe way to remain in a relationship with someone who's got no conscience. The only safe thing or safe way to go about it is to escape. They're not going to change. They got no conscience. If they had a conscience, why would they keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? Get out. There is nothing worse than being used, except for denying it and allowing it to happen over a period of time. At some point, you need to wake up and say, it's not happening anymore. And step out with your head up. Get out. Just because someone desires you doesn't mean that they value you. Once you find out that someone doesn't have any value for you, they're beginning to devalue you. Get out. It doesn't get better. You can't teach someone how to value you. It's either they do or they don't. Get out. You can't change someone who doesn't see an issue with their actions. That is one of the signs of abusive people. They never see anything wrong with what they've done. Somehow they tip it around to you and say, it was your fault. It comes back to you and you begin to ask yourself, hang on, I was the one that was wrong. How come it's my fault? Get out. Do not let your loyalty to someone make you a slave to them. If they don't appreciate you and what you bring to the table, let them eat alone. Get out. Stop telling yourself that you can fix them. They've been that way for a long time. A very long time. Do you think you were the first? Or do you think you were the last? You cannot fix them. The point is, they have no intentions of changing. They make you feel like they're going to change, but that's just to keep you in a mad cycle. They have no intentions of changing. They see nothing wrong with what they're doing. Save yourself instead and get out while you can. Stay away from people who can't take responsibility for their action. And they get mad at you because you got upset about what they're doing. They can't change. Get out. Don't invest in a relationship that you wouldn't want for your daughter. Okay? Don't be in a place that you would not want for your child. Get out. Being single and happy is 100 times better than being afraid every day, every minute, every hour, every second while you live in an abusive relationship. Get out. Victims make the mistake of believing that the abuser will change, but the truth is they never will change. The abuser, on the other hand, is very comfortable because they believe that the victim will never leave. Shock them and get out. You got this. You are not broken. You are not broken. Someone that you trusted, someone who didn't love you, convinced you that you are broken. You're not. Say this with me. I am not broken. I am not broken. I am not broken. Get out. Do you feel alone in your relationship? Abusers usually isolate the victim from friends, family, social events, social network, everything. And even when they've isolated you, making you believe that it's just you and them that matter, you still feel alone in the relationship. The idea is to make you financially, emotionally dependent on them. Socially, financially, emotionally, socially, and physically dependent on them. Get out. If you are brave enough, right? If you are brave enough to say goodbye, to an abusive relationship, trust me on this one, life will reward you with a hello. Hello? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? Poisonous and toxic relationships can alter your perception. It will make you spend years and years and years thinking you are worthless. You are unappreciated. That a toxic relationship will change everything. But you know what? That's a lie. You need to get out, and then you will see that you are everything that you were told you are not. Do not allow someone mentally abuse you just because you love them. Love is not abuse. It isn't. If he makes you lose your friends, your family, your confidence, your self-esteem, or even lose your happiness, you need to lose him. Get out. As usual, my name is Dottie Gregelachiru, and I'm coming to you from Talk to Dot. If you are in an abusive relationship, know that it is not your fault and you are not alone. You need to talk to someone. And of course, if you have no one to talk to, please talk to Dot. From me to you, one love, peace, guidance, and respect.